Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'll be doing a triple reaction to what seems to be the holy trinity of grunge bands. We're going to be checking out Lithium by Nirvana, Man in the Box by Alice in Chains, and Outshined by Soundgarden. All of these performances are live ones, which I just love a good live performance. And full disclaimer, I've actually reacted to Man in the Box and Outshined on this channel before, but those were studio versions. Like I said, I love hearing live renditions of songs, and when it comes to grunge, getting to hear the screams of every single vocalist, the heaviness in the guitars, the roaring of the audience, you can't ask for a better, grungier experience than that. Before we do jump in though, a massive thank you goes to Patty the Majestic, whose generous support made this reaction possible, and Patty dedicates this to the Emerald City and all of its ghosts, a reference which I'm not very aware of, but hopefully some of you in the comments know what she's referring to. But now, let's just jump in, starting with Lithium by Nirvana. And I'm glad to be expanding my Nirvana horizons. We've only done one reaction to Nirvana on the channel before.
I'm so happy 'cause today I found my friends in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay 'cause so are you. Look on me.
That's a catchy riff.
Sunday mornings every day for all I care.
Da da da.
In our days 'cause I found God.
Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so catchy. Dude,
That's okay.
the rasp in Kurt's voice when he goes for those screams, it feels so freeing.
I'm so lonely. That's okay. Shake my head. But I'm sad. And just maybe I'm to blame for all I've heard. I'm not sure. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet you there. I don't care. I'm so horny. That's okay. My will is good.
Oh, the wall of sound, I love it. It is a huge mix. Wow, and then it just quiets down again. I love that dynamic switch up.
I'm so happy 'cause today found my friends in my head.
And what a unique vocal melody too. Da 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 da. I don't know what it is about that melody. I would have to just like quickly figure it out myself. I'm not gonna waste your time fumbling around with the notes on my keyboard, but it feels like the vocal melody is constructed with two different scales. Does that make sense? Do you pick up what I'm putting down? Are you jibing with me? Oh, dude, and I didn't really listen to much Nirvana as a kid, and now I'm only recently getting acclimated to the world of grunge through my reaction channel. I would definitely be curious to dive deeper into the world of Nirvana. I know Kurt Cobain touched the lives of so many. I just it's a world of music that I have yet to explore. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Day found my friends in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay, 'cause so are you. Look on this Sunday morning, it's every day for all I care. I'm not scared, light my candles, they're not days, 'cause I found God.
So much energy in that one. The guitars, the bass, the drums, the vocals, just all heavy from top to bottom, which kind of feels a bit like a banal comment when I'm referring to anything within the grunge genre, but I think it just deserves to be said out loud. And again, with Kurt's voice, so far what I've heard from Kurt, he has a very like default raspy voice, and it feels very compressed as well, such that when he goes for those screams, it comes out almost like a cone, if you will. Some vocalists, they have like the type of scream, for example, like I think Chris Cornell of Soundgarden, which we'll get to shortly, he has I think wider scream that fills up more of the mix. But Kurt, like again, he like shoots out this cone from the voice into the mix. It plays its perfect role. Something that just randomly struck me, which I'd be very curious about, would be to hear an acoustic version of Lithium, and you just hear how Kurt decides to sing over it. I don't know if there were many acoustic sessions from Nirvana. I got to hear the occasional from Chris Cornell, Alice in Chains as well, like the MTV Unplugged. I would assume Nirvana has one as well, but this was a great track, really fun, really energetic, a great way to start off this triple reaction. Let's check out the next one, shall we? This is Man in the Box by Alice in Chains. Let's hear some Lane Time. Oh, Jesus. The heaviness is already... very riff forward. I've seen performances from this live show. All of them, Lane is popping off. Oh, the guitar work in this. You know, something that I just now realized, which is actually a very, I don't know what you would call it, a cosmic coincidence or just straight up, I don't know, tragic really. But all three of the vocalists of Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden have passed away. Rest in peace. Oh, why? These voices, man. I mean, they all suffered from different things, but man, their voices just transcend the genre itself. Everybody that I know who ever talks about these bands always refers to the power in these voices, and you can hear it from Lane. We heard it from Kurt. We will hear it from Chris, but I don't know. They carry with it so much power. And here, as I was describing Kurt creating that cone shape and the rasp in the mix, Lane here has this wider, almost like tenor scream range, which really elevates, really adds a lot of, I would say, height to this mix. And it's all very well couched in these heavy guitars, heavy drums once again. Even though like a big part of these grunge groups is the instrumentals and the riffs and the heaviness there, I feel like the main linchpin is always the amazing vocals from each of the members. Lane is showing off here. I wish they were all around now. Right up there. Up there. Oh, a small note, but listen to the from Lane here. Let's go. Send this guitar into the stratosphere. From the tone to the heaviness to the beat. It's so glorious, isn't it? the melody. It's so catchy. Lane just screaming out. Wow, 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 wow. God, it is good. We still have one more song to check out, Outshined by Soundgarden. But if you are enjoying the reaction so far, click the like button, subscribe. More importantly, if you want to support my channel and request a reaction yourself, please hit the first link in the description box below. Again, it's the best way to support my channel. But it's time for Outshined. I want to hear some Chris Cornell. Let's do it. The heaviness in this riff and Outshine, again, takes over my brain. I'm trying to think of the way to count this song. It feels like we're alternating back and forth between 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. So 4, 4 time, then a measure of 3, 4 time. You could also count up to 7, but that feels more wrong. Changes there. This is full 4/4 time. Love that melody. It's so simple. A simple melody, but it gets the job done. Bro, his voice. God, it's so hard to make all of these comparisons in real time because they all the singers have such unique qualities to their voice, but you hear Chris Cornell. He is able to really reach those high highs in the male voice. again, bringing up all of that rasp, that grit, and he shreds apart the highs vocally in the mix. And I he has like the kind of rock voice that you feel like is impossible. That's why so many people tout Chris as being the best grunge singer. I'm sure there's a debate war you could start in the comments about who is the best grunge band, best grunge singer, who has the best grunge riffs. I mean, you have three just titans of industry with Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden here. You could also put Audio Slave in there. You could also throw in Temple of the Dog in there. A handful of others as well. But man, Chris. Oh, Pearl Jam. You can't forget Pearl Jam too. Eddie Vedder. Oh, God, I just love Chris's voice so much. I'm definitely biased towards Chris's voice. Lane's voice too. I think Kurt I have to do some more acclamation towards. God, I could just ramble on and on. Let's just keep listening. He had so much power at the top too. I'll get my water too. Why not? Da, 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 da. Right there. So high up. Guys, you have no idea how completely down I am for us to take this channel into another grunge era. You know, if you look at my history of uploads, you can see we've gone through many different eras, rock eras, a cappella eras. We're going through a Prince era, a Dave Matthews Band era. We can bring the grunge era back. I am so down to do reactions to all of these groups. And, of the three, Nirvana is definitely my least listened to. I haven't heard as much of Kurt's voice as I probably should have heard as just a human in general, but especially as a React channel, as a music lover and listener. I would definitely be down to do more Nirvana reactions, so send those my way. But I could say the exact same things about Soundgarden, about Alice in Chains. You can check out my playlists for all of the reactions I've done to these groups. Man, we have so many rabbit holes that are left to explore. Isn't that just like the best part about music, is that there's just an endless amount of amazing music? I couldn't be happier. At a very broad level, there's a lot of similarities between these groups, which, is why I'm sure Patty decided to design this triple reaction this way, because we get all of those heavy riffs for each of the bands, right? The heavy riffs in the guitar, the drums, the vocals, you get it, the bass, you get it. So heaviness is one of those key components. Then the second key component is a darkness in these melodies, something that's very subtle but not as obvious when it comes to constructing their riffs, their vocal melodies, is this like twinge of darkness. You get Dorian scales, you get Phrygian scales, you get harmonic minor scales, you get melodic minor scales, you get double harmonic major scales at times. And again, played with these heavy riffs, it sends me through the roof. And then the third, I think, key quality of each of these groups are their vocalists. Kurt, Lane, Chris, they're all so phenomenal, all died too young. And I'm glad at least we get to experience their art still through YouTube, through the people who are carrying on their memories. And I would love to just experience as much of that as I can. I am a sponge, and I'm a very willing sponge. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Again, if you did and would like to request one yourself, please hit the first link in the description box below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.